going to see Kerry today on level 8, who works for people in women with a disability. Level 8.
Jane, you ready for the interview?
Yes, I am actually, yes. Okay, for question 1, Karen. Do disability service have gender blindness? What does that mean for women with a disability?
It's a really interesting question.
It is actually.
I think, people do talk about gender blindness, and what I think people mean when they say that is that people are not aware of differences between men and women. They don't think about those differences of gender as being an issue. And so what it sometimes means is that the particular issues for women with disabilities are not taken into account.
That's right.
So if we say disability services are unaware of gender issues, then I say, yeah, that's a concern.
Yes. Now, question 2. Why is ignoring gender difference a concern for women with the disabilities? Does that mean bad effects for women with the disabilities?
Yeah, I think it can mean things aren't so good for women with disabilities, that we don't always have awareness of gender. Because one of the things, there's a lot of stereotypes about men and stereotypes about women. We have these ideas about what men are like and what women are like.
Yeah.
And of course it's not true.
No.
We all know that we all have different skills and experiences.
Oh, yes.
And whether you have a disability or not, you can have...
You just got to be treated like normal and like anybody else that's out in the world today.
Exactly.
Yeah, to what it was in those days.
Yeah, so that's what we aim for. Yeah. We want to be taken seriously as women with disability.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Okay, for the third one now, Karen. How does it affect access to health for women with a disability?
Yeah, well, if there's a lack of understanding of what women need in their health, then you don't get encouragement and information about the fact that you should have breast self-examination to make sure that you haven't got any unusual lumps.
Yeah.
Women over a certain age should have regular breast screen.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that everybody's aware of those women's health issues. Pap smears, that women should also have pap smears, so to make sure that there's nothing unusual going on, and if that doesn't happen, then more serious conditions can develop and
it can turn into cancer. Yes.
So we really want to make sure that women get good health information.
Yes.
And know about ways to keep yourself healthy.
Yep.
Also, it's really important to have information about sexual health.
Yes.
Healthy relationships.
Yes.
How to enjoy your sexuality and a relationship in a way that you feel safe and you can stay healthy. So there's lots of information that we think women don't get.
I agree with you there.
That they need to get.
Any training courses about healthy relationships available for women with a disability?
Yeah, there are. There's not a lot, and we actually think there should be a lot more, but the best one that I can think of is some work that's being done at the moment, which is training women with disabilities to go out and provide information about healthy relationships. Not just women, actually, men and women with disabilities, particularly intellectual disabilities, talking to other men and women with intellectual disabilities about healthy relationships. So that's living safer sexual lives. That's a program that's going on. Here and there you get programs on healthy living and healthy relationships being provided by community health services.
Are women with a disability made aware of their rights to live free from violence?
Well, of course, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities says very clearly that women and men with disabilities have a right to be free of violence.
Yes.
And that services, in fact, have a responsibility to make sure that there is a good response to anyone who's expressing concern about violence.
Yes.
There's a really good DVD that's just been made by Ways, which is a family violence service in the southern region, and it's called Tell Someone. The website's called www.tellsomeone.org.au, and you can go there and see the DVDs.
Wow.
They can play them, download them.
People these days still
Yeah,
are getting sexually abused.
that's right.
And
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they need to know their rights, and they need to know where to go for help. They need to know how to complain.
That's right.
They need to make sure that when they complain,
Yeah.
that somebody believes them. That's
That's
the really
it.
important thing. And if when you complain, somebody dismisses it, you go and tell somebody else.
Yes.
We need to tell disability workers,
Yep.
and they need to be aware of how to detect
Yes.
when someone's being abused.
Yep.
And they need to know what to do to respond.
That's right.
And the person themselves needs to have good information. They need to know that they don't have to put up with that.
That's it.
And they can say no.
But the thing is, some of them are scared,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, well, if you don't know where to go for help,
That's
if you
right.
don't know whether you're going to be believed,
Yes.
if you don't know whether you go to the police and they just dismiss it,
Yes.
if that's what your fear is, that's quite right. You need to be able to know that you can be believed.
Yes. Well, see, the thing is, when you said that, mainly like for the ones who was brought up in institutions, they would always have that fear on not to be believed, because they'll think that they are either lying or they are too scared or they've got no one to go to,
Yeah.
and they'll be having it that way for the rest of their lives.
Well, that's our work, Jane. That's what we do, is to go out there and challenge that idea
Yeah.
that's what people have to put up with. We go out there and convey the message that it's a crime to abuse someone.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not acceptable. And workers need to know that it's not acceptable. And now we've got the Family Violence Protection Act, which covers people with disabilities.
Well, that's good.
And they can go and get an intervention order if they need to. So there are now mechanisms in place to stop people being abused.
Yes, which is good. If women are concerned about problems which they can't sort out, which organisation or who can they actually ring?
Yeah, look, a good referral number to call for any information for women is the Women's Information and Referral Exchange. That's WIRE.
Oh,
And their phone number is 1300 134 130, and they're around on a Monday to Friday 9 to 5.
Karen, what about if it's a crisis situation?
If women are experiencing family violence, or they think they're experiencing family violence, they can ring the Women's Domestic Violence Crisis Service, and they're a 24-hour service, and they've got a free call number, which is 1800 015 188. That's 1800 015 188.
What about if women are concerned about their sexual assault, or if they were raped or that? Who can they go to?
If women are experiencing sexual assault or want to talk about an experience of sexual assault, there's a 24-hour number for that, and it's 1800 806 292.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is there a referral service for men?
If men are concerned about their behaviour or their violence, they can make contact with the free call number being 1800 065 973.
Oh, that's good. Karen, thanks very much this afternoon for your interview. It was very good questions and that what we both asked each other. And, I just hope we can go somewhere with this.
Well, thanks, Jane. It's fantastic to have had the chance to talk about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it means that we'll get the message out to people out there who might be able to, spread the word about what we are trying to do for women with disabilities.
Yes.
So thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks very much for that.